Aquarius, welcome to your next 3 months overview. That is April, May, June. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Let's jump on into it, starting with your top line. The months are laid out in accordance to the power number associated with that power card. So, 4, April, the Emperor. 5, May, the Hierophant. 6, June, the Lovers. This time, I'm also adding to the board a direct sun placement. I want a better understanding of what we think our happiness to be, what's it looking like, how it's shaping up, adjustments that we need to make. Are we obtaining it? Are we not? That kind of thing. The Tower, anything that is unexpected or untowards over the next several months that we should know about. And then, of course, Judgment, any imperative decisions within us, outside of us, spiritual lessons, that kind of thing. All right, let's jump on into it, starting with April. Show me Aquarius in April, please. Show me Aquarius. Ooh. Show me Aquarius in April. Show me Aquarius in April. Show me Aquarius in April. What's going on, please, for Aquarius in April? Take it resonates if it does not, but do keep in mind, most of this is future-oriented. I will see, of course, elements to the past, and I will explore it in as much as it makes sense to the present day, but I'm not going to dwell on it. Okay, we're going to keep it future-focused. All right, checking out April for you. What's going on? Page of Cups, the World, Ace of Cups. Okay. It's like your heart's playing peekaboo. Your heart's playing peekaboo, or at least it was. You're like, you know what, Page of Cups isn't good enough. Ace of Cups, yes. It's looking like you decided to approach a situation initially in April with a very small heart space, trying to keep yourself just a little bit open, nothing too crazy. And then it's kind of like you did a thing where it's like, no, change my mind. Let's go full cup. Let's go full cup on this. At first, you showed me caution, a little bit of heart space, a little bit, nothing crazy. A little bit of openness, a little bit of vulnerability. Then you showed me the World. Scrap that. Let's go full Ace of Cups on this. So that's interesting. What are you trying to open up your heart to? At first you're like, I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to be cautious. And then you're like, oh, to hell with caution. Caution to the wind. Let's just blast it right open. What are we doing? What's going on? What are you reacting so strongly to? It's like, hey, little Page of Cups. And then you're like, nah. Nah, you know, it's kind of like, if I'm going to do it, let's do the whole thing. It's, you know, like you have something that's very calorie rich and you're like, I'm just going to take a little piece. And then you have the thing in front of you and you're like, oh, that, I'm eating the whole thing. And for a penny, right? And for a penny. What else is going on, please, in April? What are you doing? What you blasting your heart open to? A little bit of caution, and then you're like, let's just do the whole thing. Let's just blast our heart open, straight open, right away to this. What is this? Oh, that's why. Oh, you made me laugh. Thank you. Thank you. I needed that. Well, that just explains everything, honey. I'm just going to leave you alone. You go about your day. You have a nice couple weeks, honey. I'll see you in 2. Okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye. Okay, I can see why you switched up the plan. There is an emotional plan here, and for you, I can't say I'm surprised at all. Not at all. But it's kind of like, okay, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, Christina. That's it. That's it. Whatever this person or situation is, just this little bit. But you know, now that it's in front of me, I'm kind of thinking I want to go full cup. And I'm like, why? Aquarius, tell me why. And you're like, oh, it's no big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Yeah, well. Oh, your particular master symbol is here, so you seem to know this is true, unequivocally. So we have 2 very strong spiritual representation energies here with the Lovers. Gemini does not have to be, and then of course the Hierophant, Taurus does not have to be. It's more about the energy here, and that's some pretty powerful order. And with the Ace of Swords, you don't seem to dispute this. You seem to know that spiritually speaking, there's a dang strong connection here, and I mean dang strong. You seem to know this. You don't dispute it, and it's kind of like your heart space is saying just a little bit of this, a little caution. I'm not going to put too much of my heart in there. I'm not. Cycle that. Let's go to big cup. Straight. You went full on big cup. So it kind of blasted open, and your particular reasoning might have started with caution, a little bit of vulnerability. I'm not going crazy with this. And you're still not going crazy with it. It's kind of like you're saying, you know what, Christina, in this context, and I'm inclined to agree with you. I am. In this context, you're telling me, I would typically start out approaching this situation with a very small heart space, a little bit of openness, a little bit of vulnerability, nothing crazy. But upon reflection and in feeling this connection, because you have very strong feelings about this, and you also have a very strong truth about it, you're saying a Page of Cups just isn't going to do. It's just not going to do. This situation's different. You're telling me this situation's different. So that's kind of like, well, that's why I'm going full cup. Okay? It's interesting. It's interesting, that careful approach to this. I'm not going to put too much feeling into it. I have no expectations. I have no expectations. None. You know what? Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Because the energetic reaction here, you're telling me, is not peanuts. It's not insubstantial. Okay, this isn't a little group meet. There's something else here that says there's something much bigger here. And why I had a soft plan to start this way, it kind of transforms into something much larger that feels right in my heart, very much so. So your cup is kind of runneth over for whatever this connection is to you, and it's quite strong. So it's not peanuts, honey. You're telling me this is actually quite substantial in your spiritual self, your higher self, your emotional self, and your intelligent self. All says, you know, I had to kind of scrap that plan pretty quick. So whoever it is you're reacting to, I don't know. When they got introduced to your life, I do not know. What I see is a tentative approach on your part, which again, very much of the Aquarian process. Cautionary approach, but open-heartedness just a little bit. And that's fine for you. That's normal for you. It is. Then you're like, upon reflection, that's just not going to do. It's not going to do. I got to meet this energy at a higher plane. You're telling me. I got to meet this connection at a higher plane within my heart. I'm reacting strongly to it. I don't deny it. I want to meet it at a higher vibration, you know? Yeah, like I said, you went full cup. Okay, then I have to agree with you. When I'm looking at a connection like this and how bold and straightforward it is, straightforward it looks on the surface, I mean, the cards, you know, the energy is quite strong, and it vibrates very high. It vibrates very strong. Again, this is not some random person that we just met and they seem kind of cute in yoga class. This is a little bit more than that, quite a bit. So I can kind of see how your heart switched up modalities from caution to I want to meet this in a bigger way. Okay, all right. So that's some activity there for you in April. It doesn't look how this structure is being met in your life. I don't know. I'm not saying those details. I cannot tell if they're a new entry. I cannot tell if the connectivity between you two for some reason is striking higher notes in April. I don't know. I'm not getting that backstory. You just seem to know who they are and you don't dispute it at all. The only thing that you seem to switch up was your approach to it on the emotional space. First, I started out with caution, and it's just the caution's just not going to do. I need to greet this with full heart. Okay? The best of your intentions, the best of your feeling, the best of your emotions, the best of you, really. Oh, boy. That is some very strong spiritual connectivity. And also, I have to point out, given the power signature here, time frame, I'm going to go ahead and assume this is rolling over into the same months as well, since we have April, May, June. That's also in the reflection of the future. So I have every reason to believe that whatever I see from this point forward, it might be work, it might be family stuff. It's going to carry on for a while. It's going to carry on for a while. Your heart space for it, how you're meeting it, how you're greeting it with your best intentions and your truths. Show me May, please. Show me May, please, for Aquarius. Show me May, please, for Aquarius. Show me May. The Emperor, Three of Swords, the Moon. You've got some hidden pain in you, my love. You've got some hidden pain in you, and you seem to be determined to not express it. You seem to be determined to not express it with that Emperor. He is not authorizing the expression of it at all. And you got some pain in you. What's going on? And why is it coming out so markedly in May? Why is it coming out so strongly in May for you? That's a lot of power energy there. You're determined to not feel pain for some reason. And it's striking really hard for you in May. Why? It's a deep pain. You do not like reflecting on it. Yes, indeed. Ten of Swords. Queen of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. It looks like you're mourning something. It still affects you to this day. May might be a particular anniversary for you. Okay. May might pose a particular anniversary for you, some of you, yes. Because the energy is so sharply felt in May, disappointment specifically, you feel like you cannot show it or express it. There is a love here that is not there anymore. But for some reason you feel you cannot discuss it. And that you yourself don't like to recognize it, more so in May. Why is it so sharp for you in May? It has not changed. It has not changed over time. That tells me whatever this is still engaged. It's still active. Something here greatly disappoints you. And for some of you, it strikes vividly in May, and that's when you feel you can express this the least. There's a love here that is not yours, or you do not feel it's in your life, but yet it is there. It does not feel like it once did. It is not that. This and this are not related. There is an emptiness here where somebody's heart used to be full, which is empty. You feel you cannot speak to it because it's still active in your life. I don't know who that is to you, but you feel you cannot approach that subject at all. You cannot express your disappointment. You feel, I'm not saying that you cannot, as in you, Aquarius, can't. I'm saying you feel you cannot express your disappointment. That it doesn't hurt you or affect you at all. But whatever emotional relationship this is you have with somebody, you feel obliged to keep it to yourself. It is a marked form of disappointment for you. And for some of you, it's annual. In May. I am so sorry. You seem to sit on it. The energy has not shifted in a long time. It has not shifted in a very long time. It stays there. There's no healing on it. There's no active reconstruction. It's you kind of formally, with that Emperor, accepting this for what it is. Again, May, for some of you, simply represent anniversary markers of pains past, but and it's something to this day you feel you cannot talk about, or that it does not hurt you. Specifically, disappointment. The Emperor does not like to be disappointed, and it's very hard for him to admit when he is. Because he makes such strong decisions in this life, the Emperor does, it's really hard for him to admit that some of his decisions end up in disappointment. And that's a lot of pain. that's hidden. Someone does not reflect their emotions onto you properly, and they have not for a long time, and that energy has not shifted. It comes across so distinctly in May as a disappointment you dare not acknowledge. You don't want to acknowledge. You feel you cannot acknowledge. To do so would be to contradict your choice. For some of you. So at this point, I'd like to remind you to take what resonates, leave what does not. It's interesting because you have such marked energetic contrasts. Who either of these entities are to you, I don't know. One causes you great joy and a great sense of love and fulfillment and purpose. A connection so terribly strong, it seems that you seem to accept that it will echo with you through the ages. And there's another one here whose love is no longer visible, and you feel you cannot discuss it. It is a great disappointment to you, and it's the thing you discuss the least, and for some reason that comes across sharply in May. I have to insist, for some of you it represents some sort of anniversary, because it's so distinct and it feels annual with that Wheel of Fortune. The love of whatever this used to represent is no more. And you know it. And yet over here, so much joy, so much spiritual connectivity. And it's so vivid and sharp in your mind. It echoes through all the chambers of your heart, as well as your mind. This is undisputed. But then so too is this. Very different energies. Extremely. One you react to proudly, strongly, spiritually, emotionally, in the healthy ways. This one, you have an equally strong reaction, but it's pride in the negative. We don't want to look at it. Show me June. Show me June. I don't know why. It's almost like you're literally poised with two legacies of love. One that could be, one that is not. Show me June. Show me June, 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 show me June. Show me June, please, for Aquarius. Show me June, please, for Aquarius. Show me June, please, for Aquarius. The Fool. Eight of Pentacles. Two of Swords. You are working diligently to cut through some confusion. Very much so. I'm seeing a busyness of activity here. It could literally be work in June. But I see it more as the metaphor of you working towards your own sense of freedom. There's something in you that is restless, and it wishes to be its own self. Very much so. There's a confusion here that you do not care for by June. And you wish to free yourself from it, to open up, to not be so structurally clamped onto your own energy in June. Now, it could be that some of you are operating new principles of new work values, absolutely. Taking a chance on new work opportunities, for sure. I need to hone in on this. What is this, please, in June? I like that your spiritual energy wants to break free, and you're working on it. You're trying to find stronger strides in your own sense of freedom and will. June. Can I get more in June, please? Can I get more in June? Can I get more in June, please, for Aquarius? Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Four of Pentacles. You very much desire a stronger sense of independence. Very much so. It's hard for you. That's why you're working on it. You do wish to see more freedom in your life. For some of you, it is monetary freedom. Some of you will be exiting old roles and entering new ones, and it feels very good. It feels less restrictive, and it feels like it's more in alignment with your abilities and capabilities, in which case, rock on, 100%. But I have a huge emphasis here on self. I'm tired of holding myself back. I'm so fucking tired of holding myself back. I am so tired of ascribing to a box in this life that is not mine. I wish to see more freedom for myself. I wish to be more independent. I see you doing more things in June that have you exiting certain behavior patterns that you no longer care for and entering new ones. You are investing a lot more into your own sense of self, your physical energy, very much a physical form, financial energies that are realistic in the 3D. And there is someone here who I believe reflects some of that independent energy back onto you. You have someone here who is trying to match, or is your match, an energetic sense of self, the pursuit of oneself, one sense of freedom and pride in that, but with the grounded ability to make things happen. You want to better meet them on that particular plane of existence because they better reflect that energy. I do not know who that is. Could be this. I want to get back to this. There's a lightness, though, in June. A breath of fresh air. A sense of freedom, knowing that there are some things you no longer have to contribute to. And they no longer cause you confusion, and it frees you up and to enter new things. Acquiring a much stronger sense of self, and there seems to be someone here who is very similar in that respect. I'll get back to that. I'm not sure I'm done with it. Show me the sun, please. Show me the sun, please, for Aquarius. Show me Aquarius' sun. Show me Aquarius' sun, please. Show me the sun, please, for Aquarius. Show me the sun, please, for Aquarius. Show me the sun. Oops. You're moving away from something that you've always held on to. You want to relinquish it. You have rested on this. Something that you have held on to that does not serve you, but you just got used to holding on to it. You will be relinquishing it. You did not know that it would make you happy to do so until you rested on it. What is it that Aquarius is relinquishing? What is it that Aquarius is relinquishing? After much rest, there's something here under your sun that you understand no longer makes you happy. You will be relinquishing it at some point over the next several months, I believe. What is it that Aquarius is relinquishing? Knight of Pentacles, the moon. There it is. The one that was hidden in your moon energy. It's going to take longer than the next several months, however. Regardless, I'm happy to see that you have made progress. It will take longer than the next 3 months. It's going to take you a while to discover this sun. The same energy that was here, the heart space that is no more. And over time it has proven to be this way. Okay? The one that we feel we cannot discuss. It's a matter of pride. And we can't admit it to ourselves that it causes us harm. Okay? That something is still with us that causes this level of pain and disappointment. It's like you can't admit it to yourself. Again, that's so sharp in me. And with that Wheel of Fortune, it tells me this is habitual, kind of, over time. Again, that's why I keep seeing anniversary markers for some of you, birthday markers too. It wouldn't be your birthday, would it? No, of course it wouldn't. Aquarius may not be your sun then. As I say, for some of you it's both. It's an anniversary marker of some type, as well as possibly somebody's birthday in there simultaneously, because it's so heavy and repetitive. It cycles year after year. You, in future, at some point, will be leaving that behind when you understand it no longer makes you happy, and that in and of itself is a sun, yes. When we are so bold as to admit to ourselves, this, whatever this is, does not make me happy. I thought it did. I tried to convince myself that it did. So I stayed in it, and I refused to acknowledge it. That, in and of itself, is very much a form of freedom. I asked specifically what you were relinquishing under your sun. Again, the idea being this is what you thought made you happy. Is a direct reflection of what I saw here. That same intensity that rolls in May for some reason. In time, you will leave this behind. You may not know it yet. It's under the moon again. That same energy. The one that represents non-love, but is repetitive non-love. This will be left behind. It will take some time. Much longer, I believe, than the next several months, but yeah, absolutely. I might actually go out of my way to do a time check on that. With the Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. It's going to take a minute. But yes, for some of you, you will be exiting that which you've held on to that causes you the most pain, disappointment, the cyclic renewal for some reason that comes up over and over again. Yeah, some of you will be in the next several months. For others of you, not for further out. It's a process. One that you have been resting up on. Towers. That's already quite a tower in and of its own right, if I'm being honest with you, but it's just a very slow one. It's a hard thing to realize, honey. It's a hard thing to realize. I went out of my way to say, what is Aquarius relinquishing? The thing you want to talk about the least. Show me the tower, please. Show me the tower, please. Show me the tower. Show me the tower. Show me the tower, please. Show me the tower, please, for Aquarius. What is unexpected, please, that Aquarius should be made aware of? What is unexpected? Five of Swords. Aw. That lover. We have some deceptive energy surrounding a lover. This energy with justice. You told yourself you could not balance it, that it would be impossible. And that's what you told yourself. And that's why it's a Tower. You said it was an impossible situation. It's the impossible connection. There's no way I can balance that shit. Tower. And this is an internal system. I'm not saying it is external, I'm saying it is internal. There's something over here about this situation, the one that resonates with you so strongly and has become a solid truth in your eyes. Well, you went out of your way. Not out of your way. It's kind of like, oh, fuck this small cup shit. Let's go full cup on it, right? Prior to that knowledge, now keep in mind, even though I'm looking at the next several months, down here in this bottom line, okay, this is stuff that's coming in, lessons learned, actions that are the running background to April, May, June. I know that confuses people, so I need to point that out more. These are background energies. They're not necessarily linear at all. You learn them when you learn them. You activate them when you activate them. You apply them when you apply them, if at all. Okay? So, where we have a strong truth, the one associated with this strong truth represents a Tower in your life. The impossible connection. The one you told yourself it cannot be balanced. That was a Tower. It is possible. It can be balanced. When that Tower hits you, I do not know. But I see you making good on whatever this knowledge is to the best of your abilities with this connection in April. And it gives you a very strong reflection of what is not happening elsewhere in your life in May. It kind of puts you in this position of saying, if this is what I'm willing to do for this, then how come that same method or whatever this is hasn't worked? It's kind of like that. It's interesting in your Tower, this lover's situation that you thought was impossible to balance, and you told yourself that is actually quite possible. Whereas this one has become the impossible situation. This is the actual impossible situation. This one's actually possible, this one's impossible. If it could have been fixed by now, it would have been. If there was still love there, it would be there. And you wouldn't have to feel ashamed about it. You wouldn't have to feel like it's something you cannot discuss or that it's some sort of failure. It is not a failure, honey, it simply is. It's interesting. It was one of your Towers. One that you had to experience outside and within to outside. Told yourself, there's no way this fucking thing can be balanced. Wrong. So you're doing it over here. Which one's the impossible situation? The desire, the drive, the intensity of the connection that's actually right for you, or the one that's already proven itself repeatedly to be wrong for you? That's some serious shit. Judgment, show me judgment, show me judgment, show me judgment, show me judgment. Show me judgment, show me judgment, show me judgment. Three of Wands, waiting. Five of Cups, pain. Nine of Cups. There's that feeling in you that I'm waiting to be happy, and that is a decision. That is absolutely a decision. Okay, I know many of you, from a point of view of now, it feels like you're forever waiting to be happy, when in fact, the possibility is very much in front of you. And that is a choice to wait on so-called happiness. And it's the pain that keeps you in place. It's like, I'm waiting for that pain to go away, and then I can be happy. I'm waiting for that disappointment to go away, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. And then I can be happy. And then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those cups to clear up, and then I can be happy. I'm just waiting on those We have some lessons here to learn about what makes us happy and what doesn't. What the real impossible connection is. Where our real efforts are inclined to take action. This is speaking volumes to you. I'm meant to take action over here. I'm meant to take action over here. I'm meant to take action over here. I started out with this little cup of caution that I want full heart. This one, I'm holding on to it. They're holding on to me out of habit. And it's over, cyclic over and over again. It hurts me, it disappoints me, but I can't talk about it. So you tell me which one's impossible. So this idea of you waiting on your own sense of happiness when the pain goes away, where's the pain stemming from? I told you, for some of you, this process of you exiting what you understood as a sun, it turns out to be a false sun. Exiting it willfully and consciously is going to take some time. For some of you over the next several months, sure. But the vast majority of you, it's going to take time. Because many of you have active judgments in play. You have active towers in play. And all Spirit's pointing out to you is, which situation is actually impossible? The one that you are willing to do the work and rise to meet it? Or the one that you say you have to keep going on even though it disappoints you continuously? There will come a point where you're going to feel so exalted in your own freedom of relief. It is not done with maliciousness, rather for your own sanity and self-preservation. Doing what's right for you. You are not leaving this behind in disrespect, but in respect for yourself. Okay? Not pride, not ego, but understanding that holding on to pain is not like a requiem for the love that was. We shouldn't be worshiping monuments of the past love and then telling ourselves, I failed, but I can't admit that. That's not life, and that's not love, that's not self-love. You're not doing yourself any favors, you're not doing the other person any favors either. That's why I get so frustrated with the arguments of I can't fail this. I made that decision. You're also making other decisions that impede you based on that one. So which one's worse? Admitting that something is over, or continuing to allow yourself to stay in something that's over? Which one causes greater harm? You know? Anyway, that's for some of you. Sorry, I do go off sometimes, as you know. But yeah, decisions, it's your choice to wait. It's your choice to wait. Specifically, in that respect of you doing what you need to do to make you happy. And kind of waiting for that pain to go away before your joy can come out. That is a decision. It is a decision. And it's just one of your many running background lessons to this whole thing. This is incredibly distinct, and it directly ties back to this focal point. This is also incredibly distinct, and it relates to your tower in terms of feasibility. It's like, look at your motivation, Aquarius. Which one are you more inclined to engage in? The one that you say is impossible to have reciprocity with, or the one that you say, I'm just accepting it? This is interesting. There is some busyness here. There's a certain sense of brightness here. There's an ease in your energy. And there's a lot of pentacle in here as well. You know, who had that combination? I believe. Who was it? It could have been Aries or Leo. I saw heavy support function in June. Can I get more on this, please? In June? I'm not going to divide. I'm going to shuffle these out. Yeah, there they are again. Nine of Pentacles twice. Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Pentacles. This is someone, you or they, keeping an eye on them. They seem to bear some sort of role in June, and we actually look forward to it for that reason. There seems to be a strong sense of helper and or support function for you in June. It lends to your sense of freedom. There's a lift off your shoulders for some reason. It makes you feel lighted, very light. It's like relief, a lot of relief. It's associated heavily with this person in June, and it comes in heavily as pentacle energy as well. I'm just seeing such huge relief in you. And it frees you up considerably to relax. It's very strong efforts that you are receiving in June that relax you considerably. I don't know why. Could be support, a lot more financial assistance in June, summertime, something like that. And they come in the form of an independent entity outside of you. Very much so. Of support function, help, that kind of thing, assistance. You keep an eye on the situation, and you have. You seem to be leading up to that point of kind of monitoring this. You expect this. Partnership, collaboration. You expect or hope for their cooperation for June for some reason. Yeah, it's definitely related to the monetary world. Strong alliance, strong partnership, resources, strength of will, strong work, strong work, strong work, strong work, strong work, strong work, over and over again. Heavy collaboration principles in June, and it frees you considerably. So this could be anything, honey. You could be hiring more help in June. You could have a strong partnership that sides on with you in project work in June. I don't know, but it's coming in very heavily, and you've been monitoring the situation since back here. So who that is to you, I don't know. It's necessarily the same person. It could be. I don't know. I don't know. But it's kind of like saying, oh my God, thank God they're here. I needed this support. And you have a huge weight lifted off your shoulders. Like, we got the expectations through. We got it through. We got it through. Yeah. Pages. Ace of Cups, the Hermit, the Three of Swords. This is something else. We have beginning constructs. With the Ten of Pentacles. Oh my, my, my. Yes. With the Ten of Pentacles, we're collaborating now. This could very well be the same entity. Yes. We have working constructs in this. We have a lot of faith and value in this. We have already begun the beginning, we've already started the beginning conversations with this. Keeping the eye on the situation, make sure it's moving in a particular direction so it can support you and your community endeavors, but from a good place now. And it will assist you later in June. Whether or not you know this, I do not know, but it seems like you do to some extent. The repair efforts or getting everybody on board, particularly the support function, has begun now. The idea is we got a lot to show for it in June. But the beginning stages of talking have just begun, so that's why you're monitoring, and you anticipate future transition in June, I believe, for the support function. So I don't know what this is, but it looks like a fairly intensive project that is many hands on deck. There's one person in particular who you want to pull in, or you will hire, team up with, I don't know. They seem to be packing their own particular energy that says, don't worry about it, I got it. And it looks like it is successful. Very much so. It has all the markers of success on it, but it takes a lot of preliminary work to get it in place. Lots of conversations that have just started, or you're about to enter that phase of starting those conversations. Okay. And it's done so from healthy construction, mutual interests, a lot of community overlap, a lot of hands on this project. It does look successful because I see you breathing a huge sigh of relief. So that's good. It could be the same person. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're one and the same. It could be. I'm saying this heavily in 3D. And this is a truth that you seem to be abiding by in as much as you are capable. All right. With this powerful connection, you seem to know it's very important to you. You don't dispute that. And you're showing me a lot of sincere effort and energy towards it. And then we hit reality over here in June, and you're showing me a certain level, again, of same sincerity in approximation to this intensive project that you are trying to pull together with multiple people. And there's one person who is critical here in this effort that looks like financial success is attached to it. Okay? And the process for that has just begun, I believe, now. Oh, Lord, that, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, everybody's going to need some strength of will to pull this shit off. But it does look like it's successful. It does. But it takes work. It takes a lot of constructive effort, work, sincerity, and goodwill. A kind of generous goodwill. A generous goodwill to put in that much energy and effort. But it looks like it gets pulled off. It does look like it gets pulled off. Okay. I'd like to get a little bit more on, well, let's just do some open advice. Let's do some open advice, please, for Aquarius. Let's do some open advice, please, for Aquarius. Let's do some open advice, please. Open advice, open advice, open advice, open advice. Five of Wands, Six of Wands. Rough, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah, there's rough. It's rough, but you're determined to do it. Like, I'm not going down without a fight, I bet. Five of Wands, Six of Wands, Two of Cups. Yeah, it's a fight. It's a struggle. But nevertheless, despite whatever frustrations you might be feeling on the inside or outside of you, you're like, I got to pull forward with a positive disposition. I have to show optimism. I have to show a certain level of confidence. I got this. I got to do this. I want to harmonize. You're harmonizing with somebody. It seems to be a point of pride to you that you need to do this. You need to harmonize with another cup. I see your strength of will. I hope that they are active participant, whether it relates to this or something else I could not say. Can I get more on this, please, for Aquarius? Can I get more on this, please? Four of Wands, the Page of Swords, Queen of Wands. How are you doing that? That's who they represent, the pain. I see. Sagittarian energy does not have to be. For some of you, that's quite specific. I do not know why. Those bad days you have with somebody, that's where the current fight zone is within you. That's what's prompting that Five of Cups. You kind of waiting to be happy in that, the real impossible situation. You keep an eye on this commitment, relationship, Four of Wands, whatever that is to you. Okay? Call it household energy. Someone who's important to your household life. And that could be anybody from family. Someone who you have walls with. That's what the walls are, and commitment. These walls contain us. Okay? We keep an eye on this situation, the relationship / commitment, and it's the one that causes us pain. That's the one we're waiting on to be happy with again. but we can't admit to ourselves that it hasn't been for a long time. And it doesn't look like it's improving anytime soon. And for some reason, I'm reading that as you Aquarius, it's very hard for you, and I mean exceedingly hard for you to admit it's not that it's a failure, but it is indeed the situation that it is. And that's why it's going to take you a little longer to see that. But you will see it in time. It is a decision to feel better, to wait on happiness. You got to see that you're doing it. Who are you waiting on happiness from? For? And at Five of Wands, it's you're determined. You're showing me you're determined to harmonize your cups with the most problematic. You're saying, I can do it, I can do it. I'm just going to keep an eye on this commitment relationship. There's someone energy who is outside of you who could literally be a fire sign. It could be a little fiery themselves. But that's where the source of the pain is. Five of Cups. The tension, Five of Wands. Your determination to show confidence that our cups can still harmonize and that we can still make this work. Even though the truth is, we have very little heart for it now. And that thing is, with the Page of Swords, he's not equipped, he's not equipped to deal with stuff like this. That's why he's more of a passive entity. He's meant to look, learn, and observe, but he doesn't actually participate. He can't. His knowledge is too small. His ability to take action is too small. So that means he has way too much weight on his shoulders for keeping an eye on a so-called relationship that's not going so well. In other words, he doesn't know what to do. So this insistence in you to keep fighting for something, to harmonize it, hasn't really improved the relationship, because that's not enough information to change it. It's not enough action to change it. I'm not saying you haven't tried, honey. What I'm saying is, actions speak louder. If there was more proof of improvement in whatever this is, you would have seen it by now. Not just you, them too. And it's like when you keep your heart open to it, please know that it's like you're keeping your heart open to pain and continuous disappointment. That's the decision. And it hits hard for you, so hard for you in May. Fear of abandonment. Yeah, we have to think about that, don't we? We need to take perspective on what abandonment is. You know, what does that mean? To break from something, to leave it behind. Is it an admission of defeat? Or is it an admission of our principles? Because it does require change. Some of you are terrified of change, of making a change on that scale. So again, you tell me what the impossible situation is. This one or this one? You really did. I'll grant you. You really did. It was a false tower, of course. That's why the towers are towers. You really believe that this spiritual person is impossible to balance with. It's just, it can't, in other words, the translation is here, it can't work out. There's no way, there's no way, there's no way, there's no way. Christina, read my lips. There's no way this can work out. And yet that's the one you're most inclined to work on. What does that tell you? One's for you, the other isn't. June seems to be a very strong form of productivity. Heavy. Very much so. But I think you know that. It seems like you're trying to prepare for it back here. Okay? Because I saw that with pages over the Wheel of Fortune. There are little attempts, little communications to start preparing for major activity in June. You seem to be aware of it. You seem to be spearheading it, I believe. And even if you're not, there are multiple people around you supporting this function, so it's not just you. I see you breathing a huge sigh of relief for having pulled this thing off, whatever it is. And there seems to be a financial uptick attached to it, assuming you get the cooperation or partnership of someone else on board. And again, that could be anything from hiring somebody, getting additional help for whatever this is, pulling someone aside that you normally don't work with and have them come over to your project. I don't know. And then some of you, I just see the freedom of your energy after this thing is done, because it is done well. It seems like everyone is happy with the outcome. It does require a certain sense of strength, quite a bit of it, and it spans over multiple days. This is not a one-hit wonder. It seems to be encompassing all of June. Okay. I can't say I'm surprised. It seems like people are really hitting critical peaks over the summer in regards to their finances. I've seen it repeatedly. Their jobs, their careers. Am I staying in this? Am I leaving in this? And that's very true. By the way, I can tell you, just given my background, you see a lot of career shifting happen repeatedly in 2 times of the year. Over the summer and over the holidays. It's always those two. So it's literally like the clocks of the hand pointing to 6 and 12. So when we see career slides like that, it's almost always summer, holidays. Sometimes there's a little spike in spring, mid-spring specifically, when people are trying new things, that kind of thing. But other than that, it's typically those 2 times of the year are when we see the most activity in career functions. So I don't know, honey, but it's looking like there are multiple people involved, but there's one outstanding figure that's really going to bring or up the ante on that A game. You know what I'm saying? We want that person's help a lot. So we're going to pull them in, I believe, and I have every reason to believe that they show up and they're packing some pentacles behind them. So let me tell you, that person kind of busts balls. We want this person on our side, or that could be you. Someone might be pulling you in for that particular project or whatever that is. Okay? So just you're already aware of it. I'm telling you because I've already seen you prepare for it back here. But yeah, and here we have a lot of personal stuff. We do. We have a lot of personal stuff here today, doing a time check, because it feels like we did some intense shit today, and I want to make sure I'm not going too far out. We have a lot of personal stuff here. This actually has a great deal of promise on it. And it's the one you seem the most inclined to, spiritually and functionally. This is something that stays with us still and causes us great pain. Unfulfilled. The love has not been fulfilled in a long time. In this respect, the contract is lagging and neglected badly. But that would also mean parting ways with it, and that scares us. That kind of change scares us. So when I'm telling you this isn't going to happen over the next several months, for some of you, it will. But for the vast majority of you, the way I'm seeing slowly exit that which you were convinced made you happy and you held on to it for as long as you could, honey, that's going to take a minute for some of you. We exit old suns so we can enter new ones. At once upon a time, you felt the sun for this situation, and it shone brightly. And then over time, it degraded to the moon value. In other words, the sun disappeared. It's going to take a minute for some of you to exit that. Okay? But that Emperor, oh man, he's not really trying to see all that. He's not trying to see that. So it's a good reflection. That's all Spirit's pointing out to you. Look at what you're willing to do for this. What you told yourself was an impossible situation. Look at what hasn't happened with this one. You tell me which one's impossible. Okay. I'm not really meant to do time checks, as we're supposed to be looking at the months, but I am curious. The exit energy is kind of stretched out. But again, given that stubbornness, okay, I don't want to look at it, I don't want to look at it, I don't want to look at it. Yeah, it can really stretch things out a bit. Can I get something reference on time, please, on exiting the moon? Okay. Yeah, we're resisting that one tooth and nail. 5 of Wands, oh my. We're still actively defending or fending for this. Oh, goodness me. If you have some Taurus in your chart, honey, I was about to say, Oh yeah, we fighting that one tooth and nail. Oh boy. Oh, I don't want to deal with Mr. Grumpy Pants. I don't. Well, actually, he's Mr. Grumpy. Oh no, that's an unhappy pappy. I don't know. Oh, I don't like seeing him upset. It makes me nervous. Because he's gonna double down. So the catch-22 of the Hierophant, he has some of the strongest 22s in the history of tarot. In that respect of, because he says over and over again, this is right. He will make sure that he is, even if he's wrong. When really his best self is understanding, this is what he's meant to be like. I spiritually authorize the best in me. I spiritually authorize my higher self to act in accordance to my wishes of my will and my best energetic practices. Okay. And now he's over here enforcing, again, this Five of Wands to harmonize with somebody. And again, the Two of Cups is the simplest, guys. It's the simplest. It's the simplest. It's supposed to be. It's really, you have to go out of your way to fuck up a Two of Cups. Like, and there's also times when that Two of Cups doesn't fit anymore. I'm not seeing a soul bond here in this situation. I'm not seeing a soul bond. I'm not seeing a Six of Cups. I'm not seeing the Lovers here. I am seeing a situation where there's literally no heart in it, and two people don't know how to admit it. I don't know what that is, but that Hierophant is fighting tooth and fucking nail at this stage. So when I tell you it's going to take a minute to exit this moon energy, yeah, that's hardcore, man. That's hardcore. And also 5 May. That's when we really have to push back against that disappointment. And that's why I keep seeing it as an anniversary or habitual marker. A time recognized every year that this is the situation. And it's a right disappointment. Every fucking year when we pass this point, it's like a punch to the gut. It's like, this is what it comes down to. May, such heavy disappointment. Okay, what's this, please? What about it? Now we got the Six of Cups. And then you're showing me temperance, healing towards a soul bond. Yeah. March might be important. No, but that's not right. I'm trying to see you exit this moon energy. And I... Heavy Sag energy here. This is the one. Yeah, we keep trying to heal it. We do. So perhaps it is a soul bond. But I'll tell you what, it hasn't felt like one in a long time. And even if it's not a soul bond, honey, we've known this person a very long time. Very long time. Enough to establish an this, we keep fighting for this. I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to bring it back together. I'm going to bring it back together. Heavy Sag energy. Heavy Sag energy. This is someone... And there's someone else here who represents a high-ranking person, a person of high value that we wish very much to balance with. And that's a truth, too. Okay, that's enough. I can't see it. I can't see it because the Aquarius I'm looking at, you're still fighting for this tooth and nail. All right, that's enough. I'll push further out. The next round of 3 months is obviously in 3 months. Now, and then the regular readings resume. All right, the next round of readings is 2 weeks from now. All signs are rotated every 2 weeks, approximately without fail. So the next round of readings is Intimate Tarot. We'll do the next round of 3 months, as I said, in 3 months. I wish I could help you more. I do. But there are some things, the Aquarius, I'm saying you're not prepared to look at yet. There are things you're very much spiritually inclined to, and you're trying to navigate towards to the best of your abilities. And it's the one you said, there's no fucking way I can balance with that. That's a lie. I see why you told yourself the lie. It'd be easier to reject a powerful connection so that we can fixate. Try to keep this thing in play. And it hurts you. And exhausts you. And more to the point, honey, it disappoints you. So much. So like I said, yes, in time. The Aquarius I'm looking at, you will eventually exit this moon energy. But it's not going to be over the next several months. I tried, honey. I tried to look. I couldn't see it. You exit it when you exit it. And it's that very disappointment. Okay. All right. Divine Feminine, important conversation. Some of you have an upcoming important conversation with whomever you associate as the Divine Feminine. Perhaps you are the Divine Feminine and you have an upcoming important conversation. Regardless, something's coming up. Okay? And I don't know that these are linked. They could be. The spiritual version of this person that you spiritually are inclined to, and the 3D version of them. You two are very close in that respect, if that's true. Signs from the universe, signs from nature. Understand your self-worth. What are you allowing yourself to stay in? Is that a reflection of your self-worth? If you're going to fight for something, is it worth fighting for? Is it the best reflection of you? Take control. Yeah, we need to use the Emperor for good, not for bad. So he also has as many pros as he does cons, just like the Hierophant. That's why those two are so close. So when that Emperor says, I have to have control, I have to have control, depending on what he's trying to control, it's either great or not so great. There's some things we cannot control as much as we should like to. Okay. Mirroring, yeah. I was about to say you two look so spiritually alike, so highly connected at the same time. And then over here, in the 3D energy, when I see you two, I think this is them. I don't know. But when you collaborate and you actually work 3D, your energies are very similar. Positive change. Yes, they reflect positive change and healing old wounds. I sort of say that kind of connectivity, they're meant to mirror back to us the best of ourselves and the stuff that we need to work on. They represent the healing of wounds. Okay. Yeah, I saw that already. Okay. Pluto, transformation. Some of you have Scorpio in your chart, could be connecting to one. But Pluto is the planet, of course, of transformation. Understanding those very, very, very deep parts of ourselves that are sometimes the scariest to look at. So the stuff we don't want to look at, that's the stuff we need to transform. It's the and we do have that power. We do have that ability, but that kind of power takes us to a weird, dark place sometimes, and it can be really fucking scary. That's where we get all the towers. That's where we get all the transformation elements, is Pluto. Such a small, unassuming planet can get up to some serious shit. Like Scorpio itself. Small little creature. Big sting. What else, please? Avoidance. And a stalemate, yeah, we've been trying to avoid that very thing. I see that. I know. That's what the moon is. That's what all the avoidance of the towers and being firm about it. I'm trying to avoid the very thing that would benefit me most. And it's not an insult, honey. You are in your life where you are in this life. But I'm telling you now, there's going to be a point along your future timeline, somewhere further down the road, where you understand that denial energy, the moon energy, sucks. And that you don't want another May or anniversary marker or whatever it is you call it to be another year where you don't have to look back on it and see how disappointed you are. Decisions in reverse. We're not trying to make that decision right now. I know. I know. Get prepared. It's looking like you're going to be very busy over the summer. And those of you looking to partner up or gain new employment, the answer is yes. Okay, Cancerian energy. We have the Medallion of Cancer. Great White Shark, also Scorpio, as I've said. The Dragon, Aries, Leo, Sag, very commanding energy, very dominant. The Seahorse, Piscean energy. T, Q, and G. Okay, that's enough, you guys. You put in the comments as you see fit. I do hope this helped you. Like I said, the next round of reads will be 2 weeks from now, approximately, and they will be the Intimate Tarot, a proud reading type to this channel. But yeah, the next 3 months will actually be around mid-June. We'll take a look at July, August, September. Okay. I'd like to see progress in this. You have some very strong life elements in here. You do. And with that comes great responsibility and decision-making. You have more say in this than you know, or that you allow yourself to see. Aquarius, I hope this was helpful to you. Put in the comments as you see fit. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, guys. Take care. Be well.